Let's try this again. Okay, cool. So, fanciness, strange things going on with the mic. Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. It is a Tuesday night, healthy love night. And I'm here. You're here. And we're supposed to be here. Big ups to everybody locked in right now. I want to say greetings to those who have it locked on TuneIn Radio by way of rockthebox.net and Rockthebox affiliates who have it locked in. Thank you. Glad to have you. Those who are on PEMG TV, big ups to you. If you are locked in by way of, the home of the night shift, kevinstew.com. I want to thank you, each and everyone, because you know what? Couldn't do it without you, and I promise you, won't even try.
Ladies soca, we whole a vibe daily and nightly. Got me waistline up beat, it's rolling on and on. Everybody talking about me, can't hear car music round me. Campari cup upside down, going on and on and on. Can't let my wine up, you know. Some a bend, some a climb up, you know. You don't be gun, that time to fun, let's go. Wave the flag in the road, oh, jumping up like a goat, oh.
Kicking it off with a little Shansia. It's called Play the Soca.
Everybody in a time in a know. So which girl man me I swear me no know. Me a play like star in a show set food. And I pose like a me know don't shut down sound. Well tough like a black body ready me a catch one that. Oh, I'll never wind up you know. Wind up from a bed from a climb up you know. You don't know what the time to fuck up let's go. Let's go. Wave the flag in the road. Oh, jumping up like a goat. Oh, tell the we now go home oh no. Cause it's carnival. Wave your hand in the road. Your cousin, your auntie, your granny, call it a soca family. You can tuck in and drop in and shake in and figure on the big old bumper for the people, man. You call us for fed up on the address, custom is looking so beautiful and pretty. Man, them hold tight for a girl and get straight to the point like this, man. Oh, wave flag in the road, oh, jumping up like a goat, oh, tell the we now go home, oh no, cause it's carnival. Wave your hand in the road, oh, everyone in the road, oh, tell the we now go home, oh no, cause it's carnival.
Play the soca. Cause soca nice, you can play it, you know. And sometimes it's so nice you have to play it twice, but we won't do that tonight. Right now I just want to say thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in the moment is priceless, you want to give them a call. 754-999-6020. Doesn't matter your event, graduation, funeral, wedding, just a little get together. You want to capture it, you want to stream it, link up with Pulse Media Group. Visit them online, pulseemg.com. And you can also ask them about what you're watching right here on kevinstew.com. They can make something like this happen on your website. Check them out. Shop around. See what you find. So as I'm playing the soca, I have my brethren in the background, waiting patiently in the wings. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only my brethren, often co-hosting Healthy Love right here. The one and only trainer extraordinaire, Mr. Coach, I should say, Coach extraordinaire, the honorary Dr. Sean Garrity.
Greetings in the name of the Father Most High.
Wait, all of them people?
All of them people that want.
Yo, how you doing, bro?
I'm gonna guess that you said how is everything?
Oh, you didn't hear me?
A part of your speech gives me like, I'm missing one or two pieces.
Really? So, how is it now?
Same way.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only you getting that.
Well, I'm special.
Yeah, so special, so special, so special.
Well, it's from the last time to the start, so better. So we just work with it.
Okay, so it better now?
Yeah, it better now.
All right, got you. All right, so how? Yeah, you did hear me ask how you doing.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm worried about how much sleep I'm gonna get tonight.
Well, that is probably why you'll be giving us an abbreviated version of a visit.
Exactly. Unfortunately, family, I cannot stay the entire time, but I'll give you up till 10:30, and then I have to go get my rest for my.
Call it what it is, man. You're getting your beauty sleep.
No, I'm not beauty like that, brother.
That is why you need more sleep.
That's probably why, yes. But you know what's crazy? As DJs, right?
Yeah.
Most people, when I tell them, yeah, DJ, they're like, oh, what club? I'm like, bro, you think I look this young DJ in the club?
Right.
I need my sleep. So most of my parties that I do, I try to get them done by 10, because...
Wait, what?
Maybe I'm getting old.
Wait. Isn't that the time the parties actually start?
It depends on your culture, your ethnicity.
This guy.
Because I really don't like staying up late. And I think when I realized it was when we were young, growing up down in Portmore then.
Yeah.
We went to a party one night. It was a New Year's Eve party where all the kids normally went to. And this is in Portmore.
The skating ring?
Sector F.
Oh.
And, brother, the next day, me get up.
The next year, you get up?
I couldn't get up.
The next year?
The next year, I get up, I couldn't get up. And then, I believe it was one of those things where New Year's Eve fell on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I struggled to go to church. And the one of the deacons was like, yeah, man, I got party last night.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well,
call them
out. And he was like, I don't understand the young people, If I go to these parties, I don't know, I'm not tired, can't manage to count nothing the next day. What sense that make? And I think from then on, I was like, yo, he's so right.
Wait, you agreed with him from back then? Who does that? Which you agreed with him from back then? Which teenager does that? What kind of teenager were you, man?
I was the Mr. Killjoy teenager. I was the voice of reason when five of us were deciding to do something, getting some shenanigans. I was kind of like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea. I was that one.
You're the one that they tie up on the corner and leave.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I honestly didn't mind because I knew I was getting into trouble. You see me? I didn't mind at all because I know I wasn't getting into any trouble.
So tonight, Sean's gripe is that he has to go get beauty sleep, real beauty sleep.
Real beauty sleep, brother.
So How's that going to work out with all the parties involved?
With what
Because
is involved?
there's a youngster in the picture. So how that go?
I mean, the baby.
Yeah.
Man, he must sleep through the nights now, man.
What you putting him for, brother?
Nothing. The boy have him circadian rhythm down.
Proud of him. I hope he doesn't change.
You know, we say you hope he doesn't change, but when 9 o'clock lick him and him want go, 9 a.m. lick him and him want go back to sleep, and you have this big old 13, 14, 15 year old boy in your house, or worse, 20 some year old man in your house asleep 9 o'clock, you're not going to like it.
Right.
You know? So I guess there's levels to when you're supposed to sleep, or your age determines, you know, how often you should sleep in this world.
Well,
But sleeping is very critical though.
but you know, for a long time, it was considered sleep was thought of as just a little bit more than a waste of time.
Well, I think that the idea of sleep becoming a waste of time came about with our modification of our lives and industrialization, where work means you're going to be successful. And in reality, it's the opposite, you know, where you have to maintain oneself. Because if you think about human beings naturally, we were made to sleep for such a long time. Now, let's talk about out in the jungle. Let's say you lived in the Amazon. You're supposed to sleep from like 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. What about the other animals that could prey on you? But for some reason, that system works for humans. You know, to be sleeping a good 8 hours a day.
Well, there are animals that sleep for that period of time too.
Yeah, and some of those we prey on, or them sleeping in some place where you can't see them.
Right.
But the point is, you know, we are made to sleep during the night times, and made to be up productive during the daytime. And then even in that, there's a point with them called the siesta, the sleep time, which is somewhere just about the noon 1 o'clock area where you're supposed to sleep. But for some reason we've changed that, and it's messing us up. It's messing us up as human beings.
You know, one thing I found really interesting about Europeans that observe the siesta, or Europeans or Latinos, they tend to live happier, longer, younger looking lives just because of that siesta.
Yeah.
And they're more productive.
Yeah. It stands to reason, because if the body's not resting, you're putting your body under unnecessary stress. And remember that stress is what creates the oxidation in the body, which creates the breakdown and so forth and so forth. So you start look old before you're young.
Right.
You know, you ever somebody come on and you say, man, you would a hard life take you from early.
Yeah, that would be one of the sayings that we used to use a lot in Jamaica.
Yeah. So those things are true. So it's a fact that we have moved to a system where, you know, you can communicate with a friend. You can be on a radio show at 10 at night. You can be on an airplane right now, traveling from city to city, country to country. You know, and if you're not, you can communicate with your friend over in Japan. That's 13 hours away. So you're up and he's up, and one of you is supposed to be asleep. Which is why, you know, when I took that trip to Korea and came back, it was so hard. It caused jet lag or whatever.
Oh, that's real jet lag.
I was totally messed up. And it wasn't, stupid me. I scheduled my graduate exam the day after I came back from Korea. And I tell the truth, family, after the first of 6 segments of that test, the next 5, I simply just answered questions and did not read the questions.
It was a blur.
I was just like A, E, B, B, C, A. Well, I just did that. And someone did that in the graduate school, so it worked. But, you know.
Just so that you know, it is not a recommended method of taking an exam.
It's definitely not recommended, but the point is I could not sleep. You know, and it was nighttime and I was up. It took me about a good week and a half to readjust. the rhythm.
I know being over on the West Coast and then traveling over to the East Coast, it was a little different, let alone halfway around the world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, rough.
Yeah. It was rough. It was.
But they said sleep is a crucial component of healthy living. And the lack of sleep can have severe consequences. You're talking about it can affect your mood, your creativity,
It irritated. Oh my goodness.
brain detoxification, DNA expression, and there's an increased risk of chronic disease.
You said gene expression?
DNA expression.
DNA, okay, yeah, same
Yeah.
thing, DNA, gene
Yeah.
expression, yeah.
Yeah.
It throws it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could end up with dementia just because of not sleeping properly.
Mhm.
Well, is it because of not sleeping properly or sleeping too much? Because either way, it's not good for you.
Right, you have to find that balance. You have to find that medium for the sleep and the awake time. Too much of one thing, don't go for nothing.
Right.
So if you sleep too much or sleep too little, it's just as bad.
So, one of the most radical and recent discoveries revealing the importance of sleep for health is that each and every organ, each cell has its own biological clock. Did you know that?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Each cell has its own clock. 2017 Nobel Prize in psychology, not psychology, physiology or medicine was actually awarded for the discovery of those cellular clocks. So cellular phones get nothing, cellular clocks get it all. Now, all these cellular clocks work in tandem to control and maintain biological homeostasis, regulating everything from metabolism to psychological functioning. Now, of course, with all of these cells having their own little clock, they have to be set off something. So there has to be a master clock.
Uh-huh.
And that's the brain. The brain is the master clock that synchronizes these other clocks and your bodily functions to match the 24-hour light and dark cycle. And that's by natural design.
Mhm.
So when you upset the circadian rhythm by not getting enough sleep, now the results, it has a domino effect throughout your system, raising blood pressure, dysregulating hunger hormones and blood sugar, increasing the expression of genes associated with inflammation, immune excitability, diabetes, cancer risk, stress, and the list goes on.
Uh-huh.
Now, one of the things that is quite interesting about sleep deprivation, you ever notice some people walking around looking like they're intoxicated?
You mean like The Walking Dead?
Well, them too,
Mhm.
but never had a drink.
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation slows reaction time. So it will be similar to that of if you're driving a vehicle, if you're operating a vehicle, it's similar to that of someone operating under the influence.
Mhm.
Well, I can't say. I guess you could say they're operating under the influence of no sleep. Getting less than 6 hours of sleep actually leaves you cognitively impaired. And you know they have a statistic for just about everything, right?
Right.
2013, drowsy drivers caused 72,000 car accidents.
Woo.
In those 72,000 car accidents, 800 Americans were killed and 44,000 were injured. Now, believe it or not, when you combine texting and driving
Wow.
and drunk driving, you had more people dying from lack of sleep and driving than those who were texting or drunk while driving.
That's an interesting statistic.
Yeah. And that is the amount combined. So you take text and drive and drunk and drive and you put those together and it still doesn't add up to those who are driving with
Tired.
the lack of sleep. Yeah. That's crazy, right?
That's muy loco.
So a single night of sleeping only 4 to 6 hours can actually impact your ability to think clearly the next day.
Mm-hmm.
One single night. So those of us who and yeah, I'll say those of us, because more of us do it than not. Welcome to 89 to the show. Glad to see you in the pot. Those of us who get less than 6 hours of sleep or 4 to 6 hours of sleep, when you think about it the next day and you wonder why is it that I can't get anything together, it's because you didn't get enough sleep. But you wouldn't think it was that simple, right?
Why does your breathing supposed to bother you? Because you didn't sleep.
There you go. Yeah. According to a scientific review of more than 300 studies published between 2004 and 2014, and these were studies to ascertain how many hours of sleep most people need to maintain their health. There was some findings that a panel of experts came up with, and pretty much they agreed that this is going to be the recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick before we take the break and you got to bounce, Sean, I'll run through the age groups and the amount of sleep that was recommended for them.
Okay.
Newborns, which fall in the 0 to 3 months category, they need 14 to 17 hours of sleep.
Woo! That was a good life.
But 14 to 17, this is not what they get. This is basically what they're saying that is needed for them.
Mm.
Now, you're not doing anything and you need 14 to 17 hours of sleep?
That's why you need it. because I think, a part of it for them is a growth factor. I think a lot of growing is occurring while they're sleeping.
Yeah, it's the development factor.
Yeah.
In infants, 4 to 11 months, they need 12 to 15 hours of sleep. Toddlers, your 1 to 2 year olds, 11 to 14 hours of sleep. Your preschoolers, 3 to 5 year olds, they need 10 to 13 hours of sleep. School age children, which is your 6 to 13-year-olds, they need 9 to 11 hours of sleep. Now, watch this. You know, the next age group are teenagers, right?
Mm.
Take a hazard a guess and tell me how much sleep you think they need.
8 to 10 hours?
Nope. They need, you ready for this?
Ready.
The same amount of sleep as newborns. 14 to 17 hours. You believe me? I'm playing. They need 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
That's like, no wonder so many people got problems in their house.
Yeah, I'm playing. No, they need 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And then your adults, we fall in that category. 18 to 64 is the age group. Adults, they need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And then the seniors, who are 65 and over, they need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. How much sleep are you going to get tonight, Sean?
Man, probably 4.
I'm sorry, you are not on this list. So I don't know what age group you fall in. Because there's nobody on this list that gets
that age group.
It must be, because nobody on this list gets less than 7 hours of sleep. Nobody. So something wrong with you, Sean. 4 hours? Don't feel bad though. Don't feel bad. Because I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So
not an everyday thing for me. So I mean, but the funny thing is, I normally only get about 6 hours. Because I'm normally in bed by about 11. I get up by about 5:36.
okay.
That's where I'm at my sleep. Yeah.
Well, you're a little bit better than me. Because for a long time, I get done with the show at 10. I'm at 12.
Oh.
Typically, round about 5:30, I'm up.
Really?
So, my job has changed a little bit now, and I'm working some different hours.
Yeah.
So, I should start living a more healthy lifestyle right about now.
Good.
Because sleep is important, and doing this show will take quite a bit of concentration sometimes, and interacting with people on the road during the day, driving, all these things. So I should be living a much healthier lifestyle now, and because of the nature of this show, I'm required to lead by example. So I will, the next time I do a show on sleep, I should have a better report. But I will definitely have a better report than you tonight.
Yeah, man. It's all good. But as I must go, Ross, as I must go, there's one thing I want to say.
Yes, sir.
To me, there's 2 things that I consider to be very important when falling asleep. One is a really good bed. My brethren say, don't look at price when you're shopping for a bed. You have to take your time and shop for a bed.
Right.
Him say you must go there on a day when you don't have anything else to do, so you can lay down on the bed and act like you're going to sleep. So the man say you must shop for the bed. And him say, don't be a salesman push you into anything. And the other thing I would say is, get rid of those TVs out the bedrooms. Yo, Burn me from my TV on the room, you know. Burn me, you know.
I thought you were going to say get rid of some people out of the bedroom, but okay.
Well, you can't get rid of them too, you know. Yeah, you can't get rid of them too. But me know how it's gonna work out the next day, you know.
It may not be profitable for everyone.
You know, it's not for everyone, but definitely, you have to make some changes if you want good sleep. A nice bed, nice size, so you can roll around. If you have two people in there, two of them can roll around, you know.
Right.
But definitely, you know, leave the TVs in the living room, please, and the guest areas. You know,
Okay.
I've never been a TV person. You know, I watch a little comedy, but I'm not a TV person. So, but that's my time, man.
All right, bro. Be safe. Get some rest. All the best to you tomorrow. I know you have some up and downs to do, but be careful out there on the road.
Yeah, man, I'll do my part.
We'll do it again next week. All being well.
All right, family. Y'all have a great night.
All right. Blessings. And on that note, it's time for us to take a quick little break. So go ahead, call a friend, tell a friend. It's a night shift. Healthy Love Night. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. Thanks again to Paul Z Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. We're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back.
Paul Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Step in, this a roots vibration. Step in.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Hi, this is Cara Manti, and you're listening to DJ Kevin Stew, and this is The Night Shift.
Solid. Another day, another. Yeah. It's like we spend more of every people than save life. I coulda when them gone, but I never to them I skate. I more for the dead than those where your life find it hard to visit. But then the funeral time, now them pull up a car for escort the casket. But them a take no time to stop and go and chill. Me see clear, them never respect the man. Now him number one on every chart. All day. Everybody has a one talented, like them only realize it when him dead. Hypocrites. And that's why me chant that song, yeah. It's like them rather you dead, before them give you that break. It's like them rather you gone, like you never did born. It's like them rather you dead, before them give you that break. It's like them rather you gone, like you never did born. For me like a death alone I make the people push out full black. So me now white it and bush out. Selfie with big smile just a muggle and pose. It's like them trifle the person drop out. So me big up the youth them when you do them thing. And I try hard now wait till them ship a sing. Big up everyone we give a man an opportunity. Never forget how what you do for me. Picture this, I love one end up down the hospital. Doctor tell them it a get critical. People say them not a money for Western Union, but them fly down to the funeral. It's like them rather you dead, before them give you that break. It's like them rather you gone, like you never did born. It's like them rather you dead, before them give you that break. It's like them rather you gone, like you never did born. Solid, another day, another. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, another day, another. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
The sound of St. Matthew.
Yeah.
A track called Rather You Dead.
Real talk. Whoa,
It's real talk, for real.
yeah.
Sometimes, you know, it really looks like people would rather something tragic happen to you
Whoa, oh, oh. Real talk. Whoa, oh, oh, oh,
than they just be in support of what you're doing. It's rough, but it's just how things are set up. Want to say thanks to GMAC Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show. GMAC, big ups to you. GMAC Music Solutions providing you with GMAC Music Solutions providing you with lighting and stage production services, musical equipment, audio engineers, musicians. 754-307 GMAC gets you in touch. 754-307-4622, or you can visit them online, gmacmusicsolutions.com. But if you call them, tell them to listen. It's Kevin Stew sent me, so blame him. Okay, call my name. I don't mind. Sometimes I don't mind when you call my name. Other times we might have to have a discussion. So it's Healthy Love. Again, numbers to get you in touch: 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. You can also jump into the stew pot where the water is always fine and the conversation is always bubbling on kevinstew.com. What is a stew pot? It's what others call simply the chat room. Now, sleep deprivation takes a toll on your health. Like it or not, believe it or not, you being able to prove it or not, is true. Few, if any, facets of your biology are unaffected when you kind of cut the corners with sleep. And there's a list of health effects linked to poor sleep or lack of sleep. And that list keeps growing. It grows pretty much every year. They add to that list. So some of the things that poor sleep affect, or it has been linked to, would be bad memory and the reduction in the ability to learn new things. And that is because the hippocampus is shut down, or is shutting down. You typically experience a 40% deficit in your brain with respect to its ability to make new memories when you're sleep deprived. Now, I can't say that is necessarily a bad thing, because some things you'd rather forget. But in truth and in fact, most things you want to remember. It's also linked to the reduced ability to perform tasks, resulting in reduced productivity, whether it be at school or at work. Reduced productivity. If you're an athlete, your performance suffers. If you are the creative mind behind what happens at your job will suffer. There's a slowed reaction time, which increases your risk of accidents if you're operating a vehicle on the road or anywhere else. Getting less than 6 we're talking about this. Getting less than 6 hours of sleep leaves you cognitively impaired. There's an increased risk of neurological problems ranging from depression to dementia and Alzheimer's disease, just because you're not getting enough sleep. The blood-brain barrier becomes more permeable with age, allowing more toxins to enter. And this now, in conjunction with reduced efficiency of the glymphatic system, not the lymphatic, but the glymphatic system, due to lack of sleep, allows for more rapid damage to occur in your brain, and the deterioration is thought to play a significant role in the development of Alzheimer's. Now, you combine that with multitasking and you're asking for trouble. They say people who multitask have a greater risk of getting Alzheimer's. So, in this society, where multitasking is pretty much the order of the day, you do the math. In one study, excessive daytime sleepiness actually increased the risk of type 2 diabetes by 56%. That makes you twice as likely to get it. There's a weakened immune function, and research suggests deep sleep strengthens immunological memories of previously encountered pathogens. This way, your immune system is able to mount a much faster and more effective response when antigen is encountered a second time. You ever notice when there are certain viruses, when you get the flu, you can typically do nothing more than just rest, go sleep, because your body needs to rest. And I know for me, when I get sick, it's because my body is saying, yo, listen, I need a break. There's also lack of sleep has also been linked to an increased risk of obesity by causing a pre-diabetic state. Lack of sleep increases feelings of hunger even when you have already eaten. And when you have these feelings of hunger, now that will cause problems with your weight because you're hungry, you want to eat, and you're going to eat. Tumors grow 2 to 3 times faster in lab animals with severe sleep dysfunctions. So now there's an increased risk of cancer. The primary mechanism thought to be responsible for the effect is disrupted melatonin production. And this is a hormone with both antioxidant and anti-cavity. I almost said anti-cavity. Anti-cancer. I did say anti-cavity, didn't I? Antioxidant and anti-cancer activity. Could that be lack of sleep? Melatonin both inhibits the proliferation of cancer cells and triggers cancer cell apoptosis. In other words, the cancer cells kill themselves. They self-destruct. I've always loved the word apoptosis. Always. Anyway, it also interferes with new blood supply that tumors require for their rapid growth. So there is angiogenesis. This is what melatonin does for us. You see how important melatonin is? Go sleep. Not right now though, the show is going on. So you still have 70 minutes. Now, there's also, the list goes on. Don't think I'm done yet. There's also an increased risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and cardiovascular disease. It's worse when you're stressed. So you're stressed and you're not getting sleep, your heart hurt even more. Professor Matthew Walker, founder and director of the University of Berkeley, California Center for Human Sleep Science and author of the book Why We Sleep, The New Science of Sleep and Dreams, says in the spring when we lose 1 hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in heart attacks. So when we spring forward, there's a 24% increase of heart attack. It frightened people. Why? They need to get rid of. You see, this is another reason they need to get rid of this daylight savings things. You spring forward, frighten people. 24% increase in heart attacks. In the fall, when an hour of sleep is gained, there's a 21% decrease in heart attacks. And that is how sensitive the body is, how fragile the body is when it comes to perturbations of sleep. When it comes to just taking a nap and letting it be good. In his book, Walker also cites Japanese research showing male workers who average 6 hours of sleep per night or less, they are 400 to 500% more likely to suffer 1 or more cardiac arrests than those getting more than 6 hours of sleep each night. Another research has demonstrated that women who get less than 4 hours of sleep per night double their risk of dying from heart disease. In another study, adults who slept less than 5 hours a night, they had a 50% more chance of coronary calcium. And that is a sign of heart disease to come. So, what do? get a good night's sleep because it can save your heart also. It increases the risk of osteoporosis. Lack of sleep increases the risk of pain and pain-related conditions like fibromyalgia. In one study, poor or insufficient sleep was the strongest predictor for pain in adults over 50. Phantom pains, you're having them? Don't know where they're coming from? Try go sleep. Get some sleep. Get a good night's sleep. In fact, get 3 good nights sleep and see if the pain stays. That might be the key. Welcome 381. With a lack of sleep, you also have the increased susceptibility to stomach ulcers and impaired sexual function. I know, on hearing that, there are a bunch of people that are saying, okay, Stu, the show is good, but I'm going to go get some sleep, because if I don't get some sleep, it's going to affect how I perform in bed. You know what? I'm not mad at you. That's why we have archives. You can come back to the show, scroll down, come back to the site, kevinstew.com, scroll down on the page. It says archives. Scroll through that list, find the show, watch it when you're awake. Boom, bang, bing, you're good to go. Just get some sleep. Lack of sleep impairs the regulation of emotions and emotional perception. Your amygdala, one of your brain's centerpiece regions for generating strong emotions and emotional reactions, including negative ones, not just positive ones, negative ones. It becomes about 60% more reactive than usual when you've slept poorly or insufficiently. So what happens? You become emotional. Excuse me. There's an increase in emotional intensity and volatility. Excuse me. Lack of sleep also. Listen, I have to put on my water bottle up here. Lack of sleep also increases the risk of depression and anxiety. And this includes post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, schizophrenia, and suicide. Increased risk. Sleep problems are defining factors in diagnosing psychiatric disorders and are one of the diagnostic criteria listed in the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. So, a big part of the issue is you not getting sleep, and when they're checking to see if you're of sound mind because of your lack of sleep, you're in problems. 289, because of you want to make sure you get sleep, you're gonna go. I understand. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. It's one of the things that could help to keep you looking young. Sean alluded to this earlier. Premature aging, by interfering with your growth hormone production, is also at risk. Normally, it's released by your pituitary gland during deep sleep. Now, if you're not getting deep sleep, what do you think is going to happen? There's also an increased risk of dying from just about anything. Sleep deprivation prematurely ages you by interfering with your growth hormone production, which is normally released by your pituitary gland during deep sleep. Compared to people without insomnia, the adjusted hazard ratio for all-cause mortality among those with chronic insomnia was 300% higher. Not one, not two, 300% higher. So, with all the sleep talk, there are other things that affect sleep, right? Things like light and darkness. But how? How does that affect your sleep? Well, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out. You have a bad habit of staying up too late? Well, do you have a bad habit of waking up early after staying up late? That now may be the trick. Do you also have a bad habit of not getting sleep to make up for the sleep that you're missing? Things that make you go, We're going to take a quick little break. Thank you for sharing that 289. We'll be right back in just a few. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
JTMZ Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Danny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations of the rhythm: Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin Stew and the Night Shift Radio Show. Yo, the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin Stew at the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin Stew believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the Night Shift Radio Show, Christina. It's a hot it up. Loud. Kill the beast.
Got a lot of lives to save, y'all. These ministers gotta come together. Let's go. We save lives, homie, 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 we gon' keep saving lives till we reach the sky. I save lives, and homie, I thank God I'm able to put aside these evil and foolish lies. As soon as I close my eyes, my ears they hear cries and yells and tears fall. Eventually hear cries to help and save lives with this music. As we take the rhythmic patterns, then we use it with the holy gospel, and then we use it to get your spirit lifted so you don't lose it's our responsibility as ministers of the word to refer to the words, so the words that we spur isn't heard as totally absurd, cause our words, they emerge from a source, it is known as the word that way. What we spit has substance, right, and it'll satisfy your thirst like a sunny delight, and have your soul soar high like a flying kite, and may the Lord smile at you and say, you all right. We say lives, homie, 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 we gon' keep saving lives till we reach the sky. We say lives, homie, 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 we gon' keep saving lives till we reach the sky. We say lives. In the image and I crop it out. You got no legs, why you tryna walk it out? That's what you're doing. When fortune and fame is what you're pursuing. In the process, you're losing your soul, and then you're rooting for eternity. It ain't really concerning me. Christ like it's something that we should all learn to be. But if you choose otherwise, it's confirmed to be. Put yourself forever burning it. Third degree, you hurt me. This ain't nursery rhymes. Personally, I only should say this one time. One time, I spit these Holy Ghost rhymes that'll transcend time and be various minds. When I come, I wanna come with it. Full of knowledge, but simplified so you can get it. I don't want credit. I give it all to the Most High. I'ma testify and I'ma show you why. We say lives, homie, 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 we
I want to welcome you back to the show. This segment is brought to you by JTMC Enterprise.
say lives, homie, we say lives, homie, we say lives, homie, we say lives, homie, we say lives.
Taking care of your entertainment needs.
Reach the sky, we say
Tour management, bookings, promotions, social media, event management.
I'm plugged in for a reason. I'm reaching the
Give them a call, 678-793-8800.
You'll never be the same. The blessings go.
Thanks to Jonah Marie and crew
Salvation is by the power of his name, like the firefighters.
for sponsoring this segment of the show.
Back like black, like the mic that I'm spitting in. Brag about God, not the ice that's glistening. Or anything else, look at the book it is written in. Chapter 1, verse 31, 1 Corinthians. Demon beware, I'm a part of God's
The son of G. Quinn, the Crucifer.
right through. You caught me in a really great mood.
A track called We Save Lives.
The hell out of you. We say lives, homie, 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 we gon' keep saving lives till we reach the sky. We say lives.
I heard G. Quinn got a new album. I need to get it.
Homie, we say lives, homie, we say lives, homie, we gon' keep saving lives till we reach the sky. We save lives.
And that's one of the things we're trying to do right here on Healthy Love. We're trying to save lives. Each other's. Because you're important to me. And I'd like to think that I am important to you also. So let me do this to try to save your life. And you hold me accountable for what I'm doing so I can save mine too. You would be saving mine. Deal? Just a deal. Alright. So, light and dark. Something that happens naturally. Well, for most of us. Maintaining a natural rhythm of exposure to daylight and darkness at night is an essential component of sleeping well. The reason light is so important is because it serves the major synchronizer of the master clock in your brain. The suprachiasmatic nuclei. SCN for short. Suprachiasmatic nuclei. Ever heard of it? Well, you have now. Most people in Western cities, or societies I should say, spend the larger portion of their day indoors. Most of us do. And this essentially puts you in a state of light deficiency. And as a light indoors is about 2 orders of magnitude lower in terms of light intensity than outdoor light, we're kind of deficient. Now, to maintain healthy master clock timing, it is important to get bright light exposure during the day. Many indoor environments simply are just not intense enough to anchor your circadian rhythm. The first 30 to 60 minutes of outdoor light exposure during the morning or midday creates about 80% of the anchoring effect. So either you get out there early in the morning and get some sun, or you get out there around about midday and you get some sun. Either way, you need to get out there. So just going outside for about half an hour or an hour at lunchtime can provide you with the majority of anchoring light that you need to maintain a healthy circadian rhythm. Just 1 hour. Or even half an hour. Exposure to early morning sunlight can be another important anchor. Now, flip that around. You need to avoid bright artificial lighting after sunset because it will impair your melatonin production. So somewhere between 50 and 1,000 lux is the activation range within which light begins to suppress melatonin production. I don't know if you guys would remember this, but we talked about things like even the amount of light that screens generate and the effect that can have, because it does make a difference. Really? Seriously? You're gonna be vibrating like that? One study in 2011 compared daily melatonin profiles in individuals living in room light, which is less than 200 lux, versus dim light, less than 3 lux. The results showed that compared with dim light, exposure to room light before bedtime suppressed melatonin in 99% of individuals and shortened the time period when the body has elevated melatonin level by about 90 minutes. Now, in addition to that, exposure to room light during usual hours of sleep suppressed melatonin by more than 50%. So after sunset, you want to dim the lights and use incandescent light bulbs, not the fancy LEDs or fluorescents. Red and amber wavelengths will interfere least with your melatonin production, while blue and green wavelengths, these interfere the most, which is why televisions and computer screens affect us so much when we watch TV at bedtime or use devices at bedtime. That compared with the flicker rate. Well, newer TVs have less of a flicker rate than the older ones, right? But we need to pay attention to these little things because they make a big difference. Even with night lights, if you have a blue night light, it affects you differently from having a red night light. It does. Again, because of the light spectrum. Understand this. Lost sleep is lost forever. And persistent lack of sleep has a cumulative effect when it comes to disrupting health. The good news is natural techniques you learn, there are a lot of them, natural techniques to learn to help to restore your sleep health. And whether you have difficulty falling asleep or waking up too often or feeling inadequately rested when you wake up in the morning, maybe you just want to improve your quality of sleep. There are some tips that can help. Like sleeping in complete darkness, or as close to complete darkness as you can get. Because even the tiniest bit of light in the room, like light from a clock radio, that can disrupt your internal clock and your production of melatonin and serotonin and interfere with your sleep. So what you want to do is close your bedroom door. Get rid of the night lights. Cover LCD screens. Cover your windows. Possibly you might want to get a sleep mask. Instead of a lighted alarm clock, get a talking clock. Should work out better for you. And avoid turning on any light during the night. Even if you have to go to the bathroom. Get a red light. A red night light. If getting up in the middle of the night to use the restroom is a regular thing for you. Because that helps a whole lot more. This next tip I haven't really managed to get a grasp on. And if it is left to this alone, I'll be in trouble. It is recommended that we keep the temperature in the bedroom no higher. I'll repeat, no higher than 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Studies show the optimal room temperature for sleep is between 60 and 68 degrees. So keeping your room cooler or hotter can lead to restless sleep. When you sleep, your body's internal temperature drops to its lowest level, generally about 4 hours after you fall asleep. So if you get in 4 hours of sleep, your body temperature does drop and it's time to wake up. See the problem? Anyway, scientists believe a cooler bedroom is most conducive to sleep since it mimics your body's natural temperature drop. If you don't want to turn down the temperature on your air conditioning, sleep naked. Yeah, you heard me. Sleep naked. One of the established benefits of sleeping in the buff is improved sleep quality, in part by preventing overheating. If, however, you have a partner or someone with a key that could provide some overheating, that may be counterproductive. I'm just saying. One study showed a surface skin temperature difference as little as 0.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 0.4 degrees Celsius led to sounder sleep. Studies have also found sleeping in the nude has several other health benefits, including improved metabolism and blood circulation. Some of the people that exist in this world, you lay down beside them naked and there'll be definitely some improved blood circulation. Sean mentioned this one earlier. Sean mentioned eliminating electric and electromagnetic fields. Yep, because these can now disrupt your pineal gland. And what that does is produces melatonin and serotonin. And they're a significant contributor to mitochondrial damage and dysfunction. This is at the heart of virtually all chronic diseases. Electromagnetic force exposure or electromagnetic field exposure has also been linked to neuronal changes that affect memory and your ability to learn. EMFs harm your body's mitochondria by producing excessive oxidative damage. So, sleeping with electromagnetic fields are in. These are killing my ears, boy. Sleeping in EMFs all night, every night, can cause or contribute to virtually any chronic ailment, including premature aging. So, you want to eliminate the electricity in the bedroom as best you can, which is a tall order in this day and age. If you have neighbors on the other side of the wall, the floor, or the ceiling, try installing a Faraday cage. It sounds weird, but so a Faraday cage is copper and or silver threaded fabric, and you put that around your bed. If you live in a high rise, place Faraday fabric on the floor beneath your bed, because it may improve your quality of sleep. Another thing, turn off your Wi-Fi at night. It will be best to hardwire your home so you have no Wi-Fi all the time in your home. But nowadays especially, Wi-Fi is a big thing because it's convenient. So it is important to realize that the Wi-Fi in the house is nearly always more of a danger than what you get from outside. And you can confirm it by measuring microwave signals with a meter and see what the exposure is. Basically, you don't really need Wi-Fi when you're sleeping. What you gonna do? Sleep, surf? Come on. Move alarm clocks and other devices, electrical devices, away from the bed. And avoid using loud alarm clocks. Some people need loud alarms to wake up. So I'm not too sure how that works out. But if those devices must be used, you want to keep them away, far away from the bed as you possibly can. Round about 3 feet is recommended. Keep your cell phone also away from your bedroom. If it must be turned on, well, keep it outside. That's the recommendation. But in this day and age when nobody uses a landline anymore, it's a problem. Because what is being recommended is turn off your cell phone or put it in airplane mode. What if somebody trying to reach you? In case of an emergency, what do you do then? Consider your chosen method of being awakened, because it can be very stressful to your body to suddenly be jolted awake. If you're regularly getting enough sleep, an alarm may actually be quite unnecessary. But you might want to use a sun alarm clock, which gradually increases the intensity of light. So it simulates a sunrise. Or a battery alarm that talks. But with the battery alarm, you want to use a battery versus one that plugs in, because there's no electricity or even light. And then you want to adopt a neutral sleeping position. Which position that? Well, whichever one I guess works for you, I guess. But if you're a side or a stomach sleeper and find yourself frequently tossing and turning at night, waking up with aches and pains, well, that may not be the position you're supposed to sleep in. So you want to keep things like that in mind. If you're used to watching TV or doing work in bed, then you may actually find it harder to relax and drift off to sleep. So, like Sean said, again, take the TV out the bedroom. Don't take work to bed. You can take work to bed, but don't take work to bed. Studies suggest that for many people sharing a bed with a partner, sleep can be impaired by that partner, especially if they're snorers or restless sleepers. If bedfellows are consistently interfering with your sleep, consider a separate bedroom. Pets may also need to get banished if their presence affects your sleep. All these things are important for our health because all these things affect sleep. You want to get to bed as early as possible. You want to maintain a consistent bedtime. You want to establish a relaxing bedtime routine. Avoid drinking fluids within 2 hours of going to bed. And make sure you go to the bathroom before you get to bed. That way you don't have to get up to go. And avoid eating at least 3 hours before bedtime. Especially if you're consuming grains or sugars. Because all these things add up. All these little things make a difference. Minimize your use of electronics both during the day and in the evening. Do some controlled breathing exercises. There's one for you. Because sometimes, your breathing can get real heavy when you're in bed. I'm just saying. Some people like to take a hot bath or a hot shower before bed. Good. Because when your body temperature is raised late in the evening, then it will do what it's supposed to do at bedtime. And that's perfect. They said drop the temperature in the room to between 68 and between 60 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, sometimes that might require a little bit of covering up. So they said, listen, wear socks. Or if you're sleeping in the nude, you don't be completely nude, wear socks. Because your feet often get cold before the rest of the body. So if you have poor circulation, it will be poorer at this point. Wear socks. You can use an eye mask to block out light if you have a problem with light. Make sure you put away your work before you get to bed, at least an hour. Get it out of the way. Relax, calm down. I can get up from this and go straight to bed because this for me is not work. This for me is therapy. But you're not me. Avoid watching TV before going to bed. Listen to relaxing music. Listen to my show. That could be quite relaxing sometimes. Read something spiritual or uplifting. Journal. All these things. Reduce as many drugs as possible or avoid them. Avoid caffeine. Avoid alcohol. Wait a minute. Avoid alcohol. Why? That helps you to go to sleep. But it may put you to sleep, but you may wake up a little bit too early and can't go back to sleep. Exercise regularly. Not before going to bed, but regularly. Avoid foods that you may be sensitive to. If you have excess weight, try to get rid of it. Have your adrenals checked by a good natural medicine clinician. Alright. Apparently, scientists have found out that insomnia may be caused by adrenal stress. So, if you can, get a Dutch test done to assess your adrenal function, because it's one of the best out there as it relates to adrenal tests. And if you're menopausal or premenopausal, get checked by a good physician, one who is more natural, preferably, because the hormonal changes can affect sleep. Boost your melatonin if you can. Perform emotional freedom technique exercises if you can. And you should pretty much end up having a decent night's sleep in the mix. Because, yet again, all these little things add up. It's important, very important, that we get rest, because it is required for good health. How much are you going to get? I encourage you to stick around for the next 30 minutes because I'm going to do some musical therapy. But if you can't, I understand. I thank you for the time you gave. But your rest is more important, because that way you get to give future time. And for me, that is important.
One that I wed, she was there, fast asleep on the bed. I had to smile to myself when I heard what she said. She was dreaming, talking in her sleep, but she wasn't counting sheep. And then she moaned and groaned as she squeezed her pillow tight. Oh, what a sight! She was feeling alright. And then she called out my name in the middle of her ecstasy.
Once again, I want to thank JTMC for sponsoring that previous segment.
She was dreaming dreams of me.
Thank you, 289.
A fantasy, dreaming dreams of me. Dreaming dreams of me.
I guess if I can hypnotize you, you'd go right off to sleep, right?
Dreaming dreams of me. Alright, alright, oh yeah. Listen, it seems I was just lucky to be right on time to hear her expression so divine, coming straight from from the soul and her subconscious mind. She was deep, deep in REM sleep. Her body waiting patiently.
The sound of AJ Boots Brown.
I could not help myself.
A track called Dreams of Me. I want to thank the Wake Up and Live show and Sir Rockwell for sponsoring this segment of the show.
It was wise for me to join with her. Together
Sir Rockwell kicks it off at 7 a.m. on his brand new broadcast platform. Rockthebox.net. That's all you need. You can watch him live or listen to him live. You don't need to go anywhere else. Rockthebox.net. So just like you don't have to go anywhere else right here. It's the same thing.
Dreaming dreams of me. There she was, yeah. My angel. Dreaming dreams of me. What a sight, yeah. A fantasy. She was.
Girl, you're always in my mind. I talk about you every time, 'cause all I wanna do is to keep on loving you. And I don't care what no one says.
This is the sound of Kevas.
Love you anyway. I've never had enough.
Track it's called Girl of My Dreams.
If you should go away and leave me, I know I could not make it alone. Oh baby, so baby please stay here beside me. Let's live together forever and build our happy home. Baby, you're the girl of my dreams. You are the only one for me, and I'll always love you. Girl, you are so special to me. Yes, I really love you, and I know you love me too. Ooh, yeah. Baby, you're the one I'm dreaming of. To you I wanna give my love until the end of time, 'cause I want you to be mine. Baby, please don't leave me now. To you this day I make a vow, I will love you till the end, 'cause you're my lover and my friend. If you should go away and leave me, I know I could not make it alone. Oh baby, so baby please stay here beside me. Let's live together forever and build our happy home. Baby, you're the girl of my dreams. You are the only one for me, and I'll always love you. Girl, you are so special to me. Yes, I really love you, and I know you love me. No other girl can take your place
trip down to the country. That's what under a coconut tree. We'll be sipping into.
This is Maurice Gregory. A track called In My Dreams.
Yourself in a state that you must appreciate. Your woman is real, not a duplicate.
Maurice is
The love that I can feel.
one of the keyboard players for Third World.
Into something else, but then again, it's been said it is just a few.
So earlier we had AJ Brown, lead singer of Third World. This is Maurice Gregory,
Still see you in my dreams.
keyboard player of Third World.
Hey, jump down when we reach it. Take a trip down to the country. That's what under a coconut tree. We'll be sipping on two chapter leaves. Another trip down to St. Kitts. We asked the locals at the distinctive fish. I asked how long, they said just 10 minutes. We said okay, and then we took a seat. Right on the beach, we took our hands. Remove our shoes and rest our feet on the sand. If this is a dream, I hope it never ends. Just leave me be, never wake me again. Island hopping in my dream, hopping in my dream. Baby, it's you and me. Even when you're sleeping, you can't get away from me. I still see you in my dreams. We'll be touring in the West Indies. Hey, jump down when we reach it. Take a trip down to the country. That's what I know, I'm on the night dream. We'll be sipping on two chapter leaves. Yeah. Okay, then we stopped again. Barbados, this time we stayed on the train. There's a girl I know since I was 10. I called her up to see what you recommend. She said that there's a band that's playing around the bend. Take a look again, it will be more than 10. You're sleeping, you can't get away from me. I still see you in my dreams. We'll be touring in the West Indies. Hey, jump down when we reach it. Take a trip down to the country. That's what I know, a coconut tree. We'll be sipping on two chapter leaves. It's so nice, so nice. I wanna wake up with you. Oh, Kevin, you're so good. I wanna be there when you open your eyes. Girl, I want you to be the first thing that I see. I wanna wake up with you.
This is the sound of Siddiqui.
Lay by your side.
His rendition of I Wanna Wake Up With You.
Feel your heart.
Typically a good thing to do if you're the one that put them to sleep.
I wanna wake up with you. All the love inside me has been sleeping. Wait until the right one came along. You can share the love that I've been keeping. You can put the music to my song. I wanna wake up with you, baby. I wanna reach out and know that you're there. I want you to be the first thing that I see. I wanna wake up with you. Hey girl, and throughout the night, I wanna hold you tight. I wanna wake up with you. Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Can't you tell I'm falling
18 minutes to the top of the hour.
You got my mind and my heart and my soul.
This is Phil Watkins.
And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. Oh, it's the beauty of your mind. Thoughts are pure and kind of captivating. Star of mine keeps me wanting you. Girl, you're divine like the sun that shine and brighten up my life. So much joy with you. I rise above my stress, conquer all my fears with the powers of Jah. Did it all with you. Trade nothing for a woman like you. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, yeah. Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? You got my mind and my heart and my soul. Falling for you. And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. Baby, when I met you, that's when I knew you had to stay. No more wishing, no more praying. Just send you my way. Nothing but your love and when you take it and crown me. Joy and happiness when you there around me. With the grace of the King, your beauty shine from within. Girl, you're my everything. Falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? I'm falling for you. Can't you tell I'm falling for you? You have my mind and my heart and my soul. Falling for you. And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. And I know you never leave.
Do I need to even introduce this guy?
It's been a while I've seen you smile. Makes me wonder what's been on your mind.
The man that can sing the telephone book.
It's been a while, it took some time.
Hezron.
To like we used to chill and play for a while. Maybe I've been a little occupied.
The track is called So In Love.
To keep you smiling, babe, I gotta hustle all the time. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if my love is true. Just in case you are wondering, make no mistakes about my feelings for you. And I'm so in love with you. Yes, I'm so. All I do for you. Everything I do, I'm so in love with you. Baby, I swear this is the truth. All I do for you. Maybe I could spend more time with you, baby. Maybe I could have told you more times that I do, baby. Maybe I could hug and kiss you more, yeah. Just to show you my love for you is secure. Baby, I'd walk 100,000 miles, baby, just to keep you happy and satisfied, baby. Whoa. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if I still do, yeah. Just in case you were wondering, made no mistakes about my feelings, baby. I'm so in love with you, and this the way I feel. All I do for you. Said I'm so in love with you. Baby, this is the truth. All I do for you, baby. ask me if I still do. Just in case you are wondering, make no mistakes about my feeling for you. I'm so in love.
12 minutes to the top of the hour.
Said I'm so. This is the truth. All I do for you. I'm so in love with you. I'm so. All I do, and all I do.
Doesn't anyone care to know that my love has gone and I don't even know?
This is the Twiggerific one.
Oh, don't move on, baby, come back home.
Twiggy.
Sleep too long in your arms.
A track called Kiss Me One More Time.
It was just a little fight, gonna work things out. Never learned when mama taught me, watch that mouth. Oh, my love, kiss me one more time. I won't sleep till I'm in your arms. Ooh, independent woman. I say I don't need no man. And I know where you came along and you changed your plan. Yes, it's really true what folks say. Never know what you've got till it's gone away. Oh, my love, kiss me one more time. I won't sleep till I'm in your arms. Lonely, independent woman. Ain't ashamed to say I was wrong. 'Cause I know I was wrong. And say that I should move along, but I'm gonna fight for my man. They don't understand what we have. There's no happiness within. Now it's a strange world without you, my love. Kiss me one more time. I won't sleep till I'm in your arms. Doesn't anyone dare to know? I'm far away from you, my baby. I know it's hard for you, my baby.
This is Novelty.
'Cause it's hard for me, my baby.
And it's dedicated
It's just before dawn.
to the ones I love.
Each night before
Yeah, you heard me right.
my baby, whisper a little
Each and every one of you.
baby, and tell all the stars above. This is dedicated to the one I love. Life can never be exactly like you want it to be. I could be satisfied knowing you love me. One thing I want you to do, especially
6 minutes to go. Glad you could pop in. Sorry, you had to pop out.
Hey babe.
Yes, Joe.
You know, I really want you close to me.
I want to be close to you too.
I like the way you feel.
Oh yeah, Joe.
Gonna lay it on bright and early 'cause the heat is on, yeah. And I know that you're ready.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Hey babe, you know, I really want you close to me.
I really want to be close to you too, Joanna. You feel good too. Okay.
We're gonna lay it on.
I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in tonight. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. It's time for me to get out of here.
It's on, yeah. And I know
this is Joanna Marie.
Let us lay it on now.
Her rendition of Hush, Darling. Her big passive-aggressive tune.
Hush, darling.
Yes, dear.
Hush, even if it hurts to cry. Hush, darling.
I won't say a word there.
'Cause I'm not gonna tell you why. Hush, darling.
Why?
'Cause after the storm, there'll be a calm. Yeah. And I will keep you warm.
Okay.
Darling. Hey, babe. Yeah. I love when you're next to me.
Thank you once again to Sir Rockwell and the Wake Up and Live Show for sponsoring this segment. Called Musical Therapy. Sir Rockwell kicks it off tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time on rockthebox.net.
Bright and early 'cause the heat is on, yeah.
Clinton Lindsay takes over at midday. Eddie Love, Love's House at 3.
Now that we are moving in the group.
Marlon with the Real Rockers at 7. And then I'm back at 10.
Hush, even if it hurts to cry. Hush, darling. Hush, 'cause I'm not gonna.
I'll be here, will you?
Hush, darling.
Real Talk Wednesday.
Hush, 'cause after a storm, there'll be a calm.
Thank you, one and all. Until later on, have a good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world.
Hush, wait a little longer, yeah. Hush, darling. Hush, 'cause love is good.
Take care until later.
Hush, darling. Hush, 'cause after a storm,
I'm out of here.
and I will keep you warm. Hush, darling. Hush, even if it hurts to cry. Hush, darling. Hush, 'cause I'm not gonna tell you why. Hush, darling. Hush, 'cause after a storm, there'll be a calm. Yeah. And I will keep you warm. Hush, darling. Hush, even if it hurts to.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.